Hello pre-service teachers. In this video I'm going to explain how to complete the If You Lived Here Houses of the World research activity. This is a right to learn activity which integrates literacy into social studies, and the whole point is to do the writing so that you're learning the content that you need to learn. This is connected to both English Language Arts and Social Studies TEKS. It's going to pull from the social studies skills that have students doing a piece of writing, expressing themselves in written form, creating a written material. It also connects to the geography strand, where students have to identify physical characteristics of places. We're specifically looking at resources and the resources that people use to build shelters and how those shelters change from culture to culture based on the resources that are available to the population. In English Language Arts, this is going to connect to composition, specifically with informational text. It's also going to connect to the inquiry and research strand. The book that I picked is If You Lived Here, Houses of the World. This will serve as our mentor text for this Right to Learn activity in social studies. And it's a great book to have in your classroom. It's got beautiful paper cutouts that Giles LaRoche made, and it has different cultures from all across the world. We're going to look at one in this packet to be our mentor, but it's a great book just to have in your classroom. So let's take a peek at our mentor text. It says, if you lived here, your brightly decorated home would be easy to find. With a brush or your fingertips and lots of colors, you and your mothers and sisters would have painted the outside walls of your house in bold, geometric patterns and shapes that look like flowers, leaves, and birds. Each house facade in your village is decorated by its family, and each has its own recognizable expression, just like a person's face. The house type, decorated houses of EDEL walking down a street in this village, is much like seeing a painting exhibit that tells the story of your family through pictures. The symbols in the paintings might let you know about the arrival of a neighbor's new baby, announce a new marriage, or express political opinions. These round or rectangular houses are made of earth and cow dung and have thatched roofs. In the past, a variety of clays, lime, soot, and earth were used to make these colors. Today, EDEL's mural painters are brightly colored store-bought paints. Location, Pretoria, Transvaal, South Africa. Date, the tradition of the decorated house dates back to the 1600s. EDEL mothers continue to pass the custom of house painting to the next generation so that new murals are constantly being created. Fascinating fact, the women of EDEL were able to communicate secretly during times of war through messages in their murals. So if you break apart this informational text, you notice that the author is really good at using descriptive language. He provides an informational paragraph at the beginning of the text to draw the reader into the home. He uses language like brightly decorated, bold geometric shapes, like flowers, leaves, and birds to appeal to your senses. The author also uses bold type to separate information into sections, and then continues the use of descriptive details throughout the text so that the people reading it can visualize the home and the people who live there. Now it's your turn to choose the house that you want to research. When we do this activity face-to-face, I take you over to the museum, and we do it first as a model with the dog trot cabin that's out on the lawn, and then I let you go inside and you get to choose one of the 6 shelters that is on display at the museum. But since you're at home and the museum is closed for the rest of the semester, what we're going to do is just do this as a digital research assignment. So I've made you an editable PowerPoint, and anywhere that it says you can type here, you have a text box that you can type in. You can move the text box around, but the background is fixed so that it doesn't mess anything up. You also have the mentor text available to you, as well as the notations on author's craft. So if you were a student doing this with distance learning, which you are, I've made it so that you can drag the smiley face to your choice. So say you want to do wigwam, you drop the smiley face there, and then start conducting your research. And you can type wigwam. You can use any internet website This is your note taking right here, so it doesn't have to look fancy. You can use paraphrases or direct quotes. You're going to answer the questions: what does the house you chose look like? Who lives in the house? Where is the house located? Continue your research with: when were these houses built? What is a fascinating fact about this house? Describe the inside of the house, including activities, objects, furniture, rooms, etc. These pages can be kind of messy and just be pretty choppy because it's your note-taking section. I want you to include the resources that you use. Just copy and paste the web address and put the title of the web address. It does not have to be in APA format because we wouldn't expect our upper elementary students to be doing that at this point, but we do want them to keep track of resources. And then finally, you're going to flip back to that mentor text that's up here and start concocting your information that you've gathered to put it into this final template down here. And like I said, you can click anywhere that it says you can type here. Those are all text boxes, and then the background is frozen so that it won't mess that up. So type the name of your house up here. And then type up your fancy information here. Really try to use that descriptive language just like the author did in the mentor text. And then when you have that finished, I want you to save it as a PDF. So if you're opening this in office.com, you would go to File, Save As, and then you're going to switch it to PDF before you save. When you're all finished, upload that to the If You Lived Here Dropbox. Remember, this is an individual assignment this week. The Finding Wonders poem is also going to be an individual assignment. If you would like the lesson plan sample, the one where I talk about, the one where we do go to the museum and I break it down, it's in your packet that I handed out before spring break, and then it's also available right here in the Week 12 folder. If you have any questions, let me know. You can email me or text my cell phone. Thanks. See you next video.